Hi, this is Ann Sermons Gillis, and I'm a member of Unity of Charleston. Now, whether you are considering attending Unity or you've been there for a while, I think that you will really enjoy getting to know a little bit about the lives and interests of our Unity members. Today, I'm excited to welcome Reverend Janaki Jabari. Welcome, Janaki.
Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share a little bit about myself and Unity.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear about you. Let's go. Where are you from originally? Where were you born?
I was born in Danville, Virginia, but I lived in upstate New York, Albany, New York, most of my life.
Oh, okay. And so you live, where do you live now? What area in this metropolitan area do you live in?
My husband and I moved to Summerville, South Carolina 14 years ago now. It's been a while.
And what brought you to to the Somerville, Charleston area?
Um, I I was brought here. I'm laughing because my husband says we moved here because of my daughter, who was living in some Goose Creek here, and but I was kind of led to come here. I just kept getting this voice telling me I needed to move to South Carolina, so that's why we came. But don't tell anybody because my husband thinks that we're here because our daughter lives here.
Oh, it's a secret. We won't tell anybody. So you are married. How long have you been married?
We will celebrate our 60th wedding anniversary in November.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What is your husband's name?
His name is Marion.
Marion. Okay. Yeah. Is he a member as well?
Yes.
I,
Yes. We
I
both
see him.
joined Unity at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen him with you at church. And so you have, I know you have one child. Do you have more than one?
Actually, between the two of us, we have three. My daughter, Deborah, and we have a son, Marion Jr., who lives in Honolulu, Hawaii. And
Yeah, I was going to
our
say that's two.
that is two. And our other daughter is deceased.
Oh, okay. My condolences.
Thank you.
That's another spiritual journey, I'm sure.
Yes.
Now, do you work presently or did you have
No, I'm
previous career?
retired.
And what
I,
was
um,
the career?
I worked at a psychiatric center in administration. It was Capital District Psychiatric Center in Albany, New York.
Oh, in New York. And then when you moved here, have you been retired since you moved here?
I retired when I was 60. So I've been retired quite a while.
Okay, great. Well, in this moving and through your career and everything, how did you start your spiritual search? How did that go?
Well, as I said, I belong to a study group that studied African and African American history, and it was like five or six of us. And I was never comfortable with my name, but it led me to change my name, and I was very angry about racism and
As you should have been.
well, I it really was eating me up,
Oh, a
and
little bit too.
I got a message that I needed to ground myself spiritually. So I stopped being so angry and went on what I call a spiritual quest. And what I discovered was that I was focusing on the wrong things. Yes, all of that stuff happened, but I was so in it, I couldn't see anything else. So I just started, I didn't read the Bible because that's not where I thought my spiritual journey was going to lead me. But I started meditating. I went back to school and became a minister. Um, and so I'm a spiritual minister. And it was very helpful just in terms of understanding about God, because I was one of those persons that said if God was real, then none of this would be happening. And now I understand that God is in all of us, in everything, and how we live our lives is how we really pay homage to what I perceive as something larger than myself.
Well, in this search, then you changed your name. Could you tell us your whole name and what that means?
Yes, I changed my name from Brenda Bryant to Jinaki Quayle Jabari. Jinaki means truthful, Quayle means proud of oneself, and Jabari, it means brave. And my husband chose my last name because he thought I was brave to do this.
Oh, well, it sounds like to me that it was your calling to do this. It really, sometimes, when it feels like the right thing, it doesn't really require courage. It just requires persistence
Mhm.
to do what it takes to change your name.
And I think things happen when they're supposed to happen as well.
That there was a perfect timing to you taking ownership of this
Mhm.
equality that's exemplified through your name. Powerful,
Right.
powerful. Then how did you find unity? How did that come about?
Well, actually, my daughter and I were in downtown Charleston, and we picked up a paper. I don't remember the name of it, and it had Unity listed. And we both said, hey, we should try this. We should just go and see what it's like. And of course, when I went, it felt comfortable to me. I do not consider myself a Christian, although Unity does have some uh, Christian beliefs, but it fit me. It seemed like the people were very friendly, loving, and kind. And the message is one that I believe, that we are basically all one, and that we have to um, understand others as we understand ourselves, but we have to understand ourselves first.
So would you call that your philosophy of life?
Yeah, I really believe that in order to do anything in our lives, we have to understand our own feelings about it and ask ourselves why. Why do I feel that way about it? Rather than just feel it and go off half cocked and being angry about it. So, yeah, I think knowing self is the beginning of learning about something larger than ourselves.
And then we have to implement those things through our values,
Hmm.
clarify them, and then apply them. It's powerful. Do you have any favorite books or authors that you
Um,
have studied, are studying?
Well, I tend to read books about African Americans. Uh, I don't know if I could say there's a particular author, because I read a lot of books on spiritualism as well, and spirituality. I like Thich Nhat Hanh. I read his books. I also like. I actually can't think of his name. He wrote the book about how to know God. So I read a lot of those books, and for my own personal pleasure, I read a lot of books by African American authors. And there's just so many. I truly could not start naming them because it wouldn't do the other one any justice.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Well, do you have any favorite hobbies or passions?
Well, I guess my passion is reading poetry, writing poetry. Uh, I do two groups at the church. One is the women's spirituality group, and it means a great deal to me. And the other one is psychic development. Those are two groups that I do, and I absolutely love both of them.
Well, would you tell people what time they are, and is it an ongoing class that anyone can join at any time, just so people will know?
Well, the women's spirituality group is the second Saturday of every month, and it's from 11 to 1 o'clock. and anybody can join. When I started the group, I did it based on the four, oh my goodness.
Agreements, the four
Yeah,
agreements. Okay.
I was gonna say it went right out of my head. The four agreements. So the group is pretty much based on that philosophy of doing your best, not taking things personally. Because when you have a group of women, it's important that they at least have a basis for why we come together. And because most of the people who go to the group are involved in unity, it was important that we trust one another. So that was our basis of beginning the group. But now anybody that wants to join can. I encourage people to read the four agreements because I think it's a good way to be involved in a group.
Yeah, I really love that, that you said that you wanted your group to have a basis, a common ground. I was just reading in the book, The Miracle Club, where he was talking about how important it is to organize our lives around a set of ethics. And so what I think you're saying basically it's an ethical approach to life
Right.
that you can all agree on, and that gives you a sense of safety and trust with each other.
Correct. And the other group I do is psychic development, and now it's a closed group.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's just very important that the group become cohesive and learn to trust one another and work together and work with all of our own energy without new people coming in every week. So,
I respect that. I have been in a group where it was said it was closed and then they kept letting people in, and it did disrupt things.
right,
So that's a great way to do it. It's not like it's exclusive. It's just that you need a sense of safety and protection for the people that are there.
correct.
Yeah, so that's a great idea. Well, do you have any spiritual practices that you do on a regular basis?
Well, I meditate by myself. Unity provides a meditation on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday morning. I participate in that. I also belong to a Sangha. It's Indigo Sangha, a Buddhist group that meditates once a week on Monday evening. And I find that these things are helpful just in terms of keeping me grounded pretty much.
Do you find any conflict in these practices that you do outside of Unity with your membership or with the teachings at Unity?
No, because both of them are based on freedom to know what it is that you want for yourself. Both of those groups also say very clearly if this is not for you, then know that. And I believe that both of them are for me, and I take what I need for myself from those groups.
Yes. Well, do you have any last words of advice or thoughts?
No, I would just say this. If people are searching for a spiritual home, I believe that Unity is a place that offers that. It offers you the freedom to choose whether or not you believe in what they teach. And the people are absolutely wonderful. It's a integrated church, and I like that. I like being able to be in a church where there are people of different backgrounds, different beliefs, who come together to share, I believe, our joy about being here on this earth.
It's like the coat of many colors.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you again.
All right, Ann, and thank you so much for inviting me to share myself with you.